Randall, I'm going to start with you. You're right here in studio. Tell us about this. Is a big deal, and we've been talking about it, I feel like, forever. It's getting underway.
It has been a large conversation for many months and years, and now we're finally here. We are, as it sits right now, 18 minutes away from not tip-off, but kickoff. Tip-off is yesterday, but it's tremendous. I think that things will really come into effect. We'll feel it on Saturday when the matches really begin, and there's a match at MetLife, and I think the Team USA plays on Friday, right, Vanessa? Do I have that right?
Yeah. They play Friday in SoFi Stadium in LA.
So when Team USA plays, I expect a large crowd. I expect the excitement to kick up. But
Vanessa, how good is Team USA? I mean, help set expectations here. I mean, this is the thing. Soccer, it's globally, it's huge. Here in the US, it is growing. It is big, but we're not even close to the best.
We're definitely not close to the best, Tim. That's definitely correct. But we are better than I think people might think that we are. I think that the U.S. is going to do well. I think they're going to definitely get out of their group. They might have the potential to win the group. And I think if they really, I was talking to Alexei Lalas recently, and he played in the 1994 World Cup. And he really was iterating to me that how important a home World Cup really is. And the U.S. aren't expected to go very far, but I think if they're able to really capture the audience the way that we've seen, in past World Cups, I think that it might be able to do something special and get to the quarterfinals or something like that, or some further than we've ever seen before. I think if they can capture the magic, that's really what's important. They have to feel it.
I gotta say, I want to talk more about the games itself and who's playing and all that, but the cost of the World Cup, like all the things like transportation.
In 1994, it was only $25 or $65 a ticket.
That's not even going to get you onto the New Jersey Transit to get to Met.
I know. So
combined, by the way.
I gotta say that Dan Hunt, co-owner and president of the Dallas Football Club, he weighed in on FIFA World Cup ticketing prices. Just listen up, guys.
The rollout is a little bit non-traditional, how we would do it in American sports, but FIFA has their way of doing it. And they've gotten some criticism over the prices, and they went back and repriced some cheaper tickets. And what I would say, is there's a market demand for this, and the revenue they generate from the World Cup supports soccer globally. Their initiatives from grassroots to growing the men's game, growing the women's game, all the money associated with prize money, player money to clubs, and just in developing nations and helping the game along. And this is really their pinnacle, tent pole moment that they have every 4 years. And so I know it's a delicate balance, right? You want it affordable for fans because fans make the game, but you also need to be able to have, the money to help support the game for the next 4 years.
I got to say, you could hear that in so many different marketplaces. That's Dan Hunt, co-owner and president of Dallas Football Club. Vanessa, let me just get you to weigh in on that. Is he right? Like, this supports a lot of stuff out there. Does it have to be so expensive?
Look at Vanessa's face.
No, I mean, it doesn't have to be so expensive. It really doesn't. And obviously, it hasn't been so expensive in the past World Cups. I mean, yes, 1994 was a very different time, so we can't really note to those ticket prices. But just even in 2022, ticket prices were, 6 to 7 times cheaper than this. We're seeing ticket prices now for group stage matches that we weren't even seeing for 2022's final. So it doesn't have to be this way, but FIFA wanted to take advantage of the U.S. ticket market. That's exactly what, me and Randall have been having these conversations. That's what they say. They knew resale was going to be a problem, and they wanted to get in on the game as well.
Is resale, Randall, a problem right now? I mean, I've talked to friends who are going. I know a friend, like I've said before, he's going to 5 games, yeah. Seattle, New York, LA.
His friend has money.
He told me in 1994, I was 7 years old. I couldn't go to any games, and I vowed then, and he's literally been saving up for years. He says the LA game is much cheaper because they didn't price it right.
Well, I think in terms of what is the right price for these things, is if you think of what is the normal first sport that kids play, it is soccer because it is so cheap. However, think about the kids who, let's say, are pre-K to high school. They're going to be relying on their parents. So if it costs you $800 for a family of 4, one individual ticket each, that's $3,200. How many families of 4 are going to be able to pay that? And this isn't just group stage. This isn't just quarterfinals. These are group stage matches. These are matches that feature countries that we might not know or might not know players who are playing for them. Now, just imagine what it's going to cost to see Lionel Messi play.
So are the tickets selling, Randall?
They are. But it remains to be seen what the audience looks like in these stadiums. There are tickets that are being sold in all these places, and the prices are slowly but surely coming down. And there's a possibility that, shortly before a match, FIFA could slash the prices, and then people flock to the stadiums. That's also something that could happen. But you're talking about FIFA, which is projected to net over $10 billion in revenue. That's a lot of money over the course of less than 60 days. However, at what cost?
I have to say, the Bloomberg Business Week Daily team has its own soccer expert. It is known as Sebastian Escobar, and he said Club World Cup last year had many empty seats. Can we switch
the US?
gears? Yeah. Hey, we're going to switch gears. We got to talk about the Knicks game last night, if we can. We are all in on soccer, but we got to talk about it. Vanessa, come on in. Man, what a game. If you went to sleep early, you might have missed and not would have been surprised by the outcome. I don't know. How are you thinking about where we go from here?
Now she's about to just...
First of all, if you went to sleep early last
Shame
night,
on you.
you missed history. You missed history last night. It was the biggest comeback, in NBA playoff history. It was absolutely incredible. I was watching from a bar in Queens. It was electric at the end. It was unbelievable. So I think from here, the series is over. And Randall, you were in the building.
You
last
were
night.
there last night at MSG, Randall.
I was. That was the loudest arena that I've ever been in by far. It was the concourse was shaking. I mean, Mike Breen said it on the broadcast. This building is shaking. No, it was legitimately shaking. And you have to think a tremendous comeback because I believe it was 76-49 at halftime.
Yeah.
And at that point, the Spurs scored 30 points the rest of the game. A tremendous defensive effort. And I think in this aspect, I'm joking with Vanessa, but she's probably right. When you give up a 29-point lead, and then you have to go home and play a team that you haven't beat in your own house, it's kind of over.
Great
29-point lead is that is the most soul-crushing thing ever.
If you're not a New Yorker.
Exactly.
You're cool
yeah, right, exactly.
You guys are amazing.